Hi, Hector Quiroga here with the Quiroga Law Office. Today I'd like to talk to you about parenting plans and how those are very important in Washington and what requirements and more so the need for a family to have those if they are going through a dissolution or a divorce. Okay. Parenting plan is a agreement by the parties often on which the parties will outline the rights and responsibilities under under a parenting action or a dissolution action. You can't get divorced if you have children that are living on the home without a parenting plan. If there is no marriage, the parties never actually got married, then a parenting action establishing paternity, a paternity action would then be take the place of that. Now, parties sometimes get really upset, and I see them in my office when somebody is served or somebody is trying to seek a parenting plan. They sort of get, they feel attacked, and they feel that maybe a parenting action is not what they were supposed to, and they feel somewhat that there is an attack on them personally to get this parenting plan. And let me just debunk some of those myths here. Number one, just because somebody files for a parenting plan, one of the requirements is that they file a proposed parenting plan, and this proposal usually is a wish list of what they would like to see. So I tell people, just because somebody filed a proposed parenting plan, I mean, don't think that's the plan that is going to be entered by the court. It's going to be taken into account, but you get to reply to this, you get to file an answer, and then you get to file a responsive parenting plan on which you're going to be able to have that. You have your own wish list, if you will, and typically the court is going to come and do something different. So that's that. If you're having to file or you have been served, that is the process. Unfortunately, you could join the petition. Sometimes I ask parties, why don't you talk among yourselves? It's okay to talk to the other side and see how we can come up with a plan, and this is why it's a parenting plan. How are we going to raise this child or children? And that's what the parenting plan is supposed to do. Now, a parenting plan is important because it will outline the rules and responsibilities of both sides, and then I think every party, even as adversary there might be, kind of want that. We all people involved should want that. They should want a plan. They should want the rules of the game, if you will, outlined so we both know what we're supposed to be doing and we also know what the other side is supposed to be doing. It'll make it a lot easier to raise a child since the parties are no longer together. And so that's good, and that should at least the parties should try to reach to the other side and try to do that. And sometimes through counsel and lawyer, we do that. We reach to the other side and say, okay, what is it that this can, how this can look and how this can work out. Now, often there's a lot of questions about custody, and I want custody or she wants full custody. There is not such thing as custody in Washington. Okay, that's an imported sort of concept in the law. There is something called custodial parentage, which is a designation within the parenting plan that will allow one party or the other to make certain federal claims, perhaps government assistance, and why not, or some federal benefits will go to whoever is listed. That's it. That's all the custody really means in Washington. It's just this designation. There's a few other things about who's going to be moving and who's going to be the primary parentage. If somebody's going to move outside of the state, then whoever was designated may have a lower standard. But other than that, it doesn't mean who's going to have the child. It's not going to mean who's going to be able to call the daycare or the school to get school records or vaccinations. That has nothing to do with custody. All that is outlined within the parenting plan, and typically you have joint rights, religious upbringing, non-emergency healthcare decisions, school upbringing, and why not, typically are the rights of both parents, and it would be very difficult for a court to not allow a parent to have a say on those things. So just because somebody believes that they have or should have full custody, these are concepts that they often be confused. At any rate, a parenting plan should then outline the schedule. What are we going to do in vacations? What are we going to do on Halloween? What are we going to do on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day? What are we going to do on the Mother's Day, Father's Day? What are we going to do spring break? Are the things going to change? These are the things that a parenting plan will do. Now, sometimes it's a little difficult because the parents may not know. I mean, it's very common. Parenting plans tend to be broken for that reason. Life happens, and it's very hard to follow a 4-page document. So we allowed a little bit of flexibility there, but we have to have a plan. We can't just have a vague idea of how we're going to raise this child, because then that wouldn't be much of a plan, and I'll be ventured to say that a court may not even consider a plan that is vague. So why you need counsel is important for us to review it, make sure that it's going to pass muster, and that the court may enter it. It's good that you look at the possibility of entering this the right way, mainly because a modification of a parenting plan is hard to get. You have to show a substantial change in circumstances. And again, that's the standard under the law, substantial change. If the parties don't have a substantial change, the parties may not be able to modify the parenting plan. And so this is why it's very important to do it right the first time. It's very easy to follow on the track that there are forms online. I will put a link to this website so you can go to those forms, but I would like to caution you, because if the forms and the court happens to enter, it's very, very hard to change. So you may want to make sure that you're doing everything right. Now, just because there are forms online doesn't mean that is easy. There is a lot of forms. It's not just one. There is a lot of elements that need to be here before the court can enter this. So you're welcome to give us a call, and we'll be able to sit down with you, give you a free hour consultation, see if we can help you. We can help you reach out to the other side and maybe come up with a plan that is going to work for both of you. I'm Hector Quiroga with the Quiroga Law Office. Thank you.